Hey, hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring to you today's collective reading where we dive into channeled messages from your loved ones in spirit, your ancestors, your guides, ascended masters, and your spiritual team here to help you thrive, grow, and evolve on this earthly plane. So welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you're new. If you are interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome Soul Tribe. So we are going to start off with the channeled messages that came through while I was in meditation. A lot of them came through. Now, we did do another one of these readings a few weeks back. You may want to check out the collective playlist, and there may have been a message there for you. If not, stay tuned because a lot came through. So we're going to dive in with what I had written down. I was starting to get a hand cramp. Messages were coming so quickly. So I feel like your energies, your loved ones, really trying to get a hold of a lot of you. You may be thinking about them. You may be asking for advice. You may be reaching out to your ancestors and saying, what's next? What do I do? How do I move from here to there, right? So a lot coming through. So let's dive in. As I'm shuffling, we'll also receive messages on the spot with the cards, but I'm going to give you what I wrote down as well. So right away here, excuse me, I am getting an energy of someone's throat, someone needing to speak up, someone that may have been holding back, maybe hiding some sort of truth. There could have been deception. Perhaps someone wasn't asking for what they wanted. Communication is key here. Someone wants you to speak up is basically what I'm getting. Now, there was another message. I mean, that just came through right now, but there was another message that I wrote down about either choking, someone may have been on a ventilator, something may have been stuck in the throat. There could have been a blocking of the airways here, and I heard it's not your fault. So I don't know if those two things are connected. Okay, it could be two separate messages. One is you need to speak up, you need to share your story or ask for what you want. Don't assume that someone may can read your mind. But I also see another energy here. Again, one that came through during the channeled connection that I was tuning in prior. I was getting that someone, again, there was a blockage in the airways, and maybe that's how they had crossed over. And I just keep getting it's not your fault. And maybe you're hanging on to maybe a lack of closure. There wasn't a goodbye. Maybe you feel like there's something you could have done, but I get it's not your fault. Okay, so please take that as it resonates. As with all of these messages, try not to make anything fit. You'll know if it's yours. All right, let's dive into the channeled messages I wrote down. Legal battle, something involving a legal battle, specifically with a family dispute or a lawful wrongdoing. And I kind of got the energy of unethical practice. There could have been maybe a company or an organization, or someone was just trying to pull a fast one, or there was greed involved. I am getting that there's going to be a favorable or positive outcome. And if you know that someone is being either greedy or unethical, or they were just trying to be in that Five of Swords energy, like win at all costs, even if it wasn't at the healthiest expense of maybe who is involved. So for example, if this had to do with children, perhaps there was a dispute that was just trying to kind of point a finger or get back at maybe a parent where they weren't considering maybe the child's well-being. Okay, that's just an example, but I do feel like there will be a favorable outcome. All right, that was the first message. I'm also getting here, or what I wrote down was the missing of a document or paperwork. There's something here that either went missing or it wasn't completed. It's like the finalization of maybe a stack of papers, but then there wasn't there wasn't something signed. It almost reminds me, if you've ever seen the movie Twister and they have the marriage documents, but yet Joe forgets to sign the final documentation to complete it. I feel like that's the case here. Maybe it was marriage, maybe it was some sort of contract with work or business, but I'm hearing that it will be finalized by March. Okay, something is finalized. So maybe it happens where it's a step-by-step process, or perhaps somebody intentionally missed a signature here. I mean, it doesn't have to be intentionally, or maybe it's just that you've been waiting for this documentation to come to a close. I feel like it will come to a close in March. Now, granted, these are timeless readings, so I'm assuming March 2024, but I mean, if you're watching this after the fact, it could be, you know, the following year as well. October is a significant date. It could be a birthday, anniversary, celebration of life. There could be a big milestone. When I asked specifically a date in October, I did hear 10/19, October 19th, but I was getting here the overall of October. So even if 10/19 isn't that specific date for you, I do see here something around October being significant for you, okay? And ooh, we have hello from heaven coming in. The ring or piece of jewelry was meant for you, or it was some sort of, I feel, a brooch. It could even be a brooch, or you know, something that feels antique or feels very special. It carries and holds a lot of energy. It was meant for you. So I don't know if you did not receive that piece, or it could have been an heirloom that's passed down, but I feel like it was meant for you. So whether you have it or not, I do feel like it was either meant for you, and maybe that's the intention, that's the importance, or maybe it will be passed on to you. But some of you, if it resonates, you'll know what that means. All right, Soul Tribe, we have, you are not going crazy. They lied, or the situation was shady. I immediately got 7 of Swords energy. And as I just relayed that message, look what came out, Soul Solitude. So I am getting here, someone was sneaky, and maybe they were very manipulative. Maybe they were very narcissistic. They tried to cover it up, or they tried to tell you you're going crazy. You wouldn't think that unless you were doing it yourself. I don't like the energy of this person, because they kind of made you feel like you were going crazy, or maybe told you that you were, but in fact they were just being shady. Okay, so that was a big message here from your guides. You're not going crazy. Trust your intuition. Don't let manipulations, lies, narcissism, or whatever that is get the best of you. Names that were coming through: Roman, Sabrina, Daphne, Angela, Berkeley, Trinity. I was also getting the names of, I believe these are locations. They could be last names as well. I was getting New Britain. I don't even know where the heck that's located. Wilhelm, and then I heard Massachusetts. So those could be significant. The blanket carries many memories. The blanket that you have, or the blanket that I made, carries many memories. So I don't know if this is a quilt. I almost feel like there's pictures. I mean, this is interesting. The pictures, I mean, that could be symbolic for memories, but maybe there's pictures that were sewn into a quilt or into a blanket, or maybe someone had their picture turned into a blanket. I mean, do they make those? They must. So you have someone's memories, or someone made a quilt or an Afghan, maybe, I mean, grandmothers, or maybe a grandmother made a baby blanket or something of that nature. I feel like you have it. If it resonates, that person who connects to that energy is letting you know that they love you, right? That there are memories, to cherish those good memories. Okay, they may even come to you in your dreams. We have dream talk here as well. All right. Earrings or jewelry, again, coming up with stones specifically. I don't know if this is connected to that ring or piece of jewelry that was meant for you. This came through, and I almost get a very sweet energy around a piece of jewelry that could be emerald, pearl, ruby, or opal. There's a significance. Now, I don't know if this piece of jewelry was lost, if it was misplaced, or if it was a very sentimental piece. I mean, a lot of pieces of jewelry are, but I feel like there is a piece, and I almost get that some sort of jewelry was lost or you're looking for it. I'm not quite sure if you'll find it. Okay, I'm not sure if you'll find it. I just have to say that because I'm kind of getting this energy of loss, or it could be that you don't have it in your presence at this time, or maybe you're not wearing it at this time. Okay, but you could ask for help. If it is lost, look at that. Have you asked your angels for help with this? There's a specific angel here as well. I can't remember there. Oh, gosh, you may have to Google it, but there is a specific angel that can help you retrieve lost items. So if you do have a lost piece of jewelry, a lost ring, or something is hidden from you, I feel like you could ask here and the angels will help you find that. And then kind of going into the next message, you're not lost. There's treasure in the madness. Okay, you're not lost. There's treasure in this madness. So some of you feel completely lost, right? Completely lost. Let's pull a card here on that. Completely lost. You're wondering, where do I go from here? It may be around health as well. I mean, you do have vegetarian or vegan, but I do feel like it has to do with your spiritual frequency, because that's what this is about here. Let's pull one more for that. You're not lost. There's treasure in the madness. Ooh, listening, ear chakras. So it says, notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words, excuse me, from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. Yeah, you're not lost. There is treasure here. Something feels very chaotic, very heavy. You're not alone. You're not lost. And I just did a reading, excuse me, I think it was for Aries, that their March monthly was around kind of getting lost, but yet being found at the same time. It's kind of when we get lost that we find ourselves. We find what's truly important. So some of you could have strong Aries placements, or you may even want to check out that Aries reading regardless of your placement, because Aries is in the North Node, Libra in the South. So that could be significant. If you resonate with that message of being lost and there's treasure in the madness, maybe check that one out. All right, let's pull a couple last cards here. I was getting the television shows I Love Lucy, Friends, and Star Trek, which, you know, I've never seen any of them, I'll tell you. I've heard of Friends, of course. I've seen I Love Lucy, or I've seen the memes, and Star Trek, I haven't watched those myself, but maybe you have a family member, or maybe you yourself have some sort of connection, or if you have a loved one who's crossed over, maybe you watch them together. Please take that, of course, as it resonates. Some of you, maybe your name's Lucy. Perhaps maybe one of the characters in Friends is also your name as well. Like, I think, isn't one Rachel? Don't curse me in the comments. Say, Melissa, how have you not watched Friends? But there could be something symbolic. Maybe you're reading a book. I think, didn't one of them just come out with a book, the one that just crossed over? And Star Trek, maybe you're very into space, or you have stars or astronomy. That could be significant here. Let's get one final card. And then I heard, it's okay to donate my stuff. It's okay to donate my stuff. So maybe some of you have a loved one who has some stuff in a room and you can't part with it. And maybe it's their clothing. I almost get the energy of it being clothing, or it being even books or something of that nature, but it's a piece of them, so you've carried it. But I feel like it's not getting used. It's not getting used. So maybe donating it or putting it to good use or something of that nature. Maybe that's the message you need to finally go through some stuff that's been sitting. It could be someone's stuff that crossed over, but it could be your own stuff. Perhaps you compiled boxes or tubs of stuff that just need to kind of go. Just get rid of them, right? I feel like that's important. All right. Foundation in my name, thank you, is what I heard. So some of you, there's some sort of foundation that is put in someone's name and they want to thank you. They're acknowledging that. I mean, it doesn't have to be the foundation itself, the word foundation, but it could be maybe a bench, or maybe, you know, something, a plaque on a wall. I feel like there's something that is put in someone's name or a tree planted, something of that nature. And then I heard thank you. It's very short, very sweet. It could even be someone that's crossed over a while ago. Foundation in my name, thank you. All right. There's still quite a few messages, but I don't want to just be, flinging my hands everywhere. So we're going to read what's coming through here now. And then, of course, I'll make sure I oscillate between the messages that came through during that channeled reading as well. So we have hello from heaven. Your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show how much they love you and prove they're with you at this time. Hence this entire reading, right? So hopefully there's a message here that really resonates with you from a loved one. But if not, know that it's not your reading. This could be your hello. And they may even show up in a form of maybe a feather, maybe a penny, maybe a dragonfly. It could be a rose, a pressed rose, or a flower that's growing that you see out in the blue, maybe a poppy or a red flower or a rose. It may even be a yellow butterfly. You may even see a butterfly. I just heard ladybug as well. So, of course, we're coming up to ladybug season, I suppose, depending on where you live. But ladybugs, you may see a random, like one ladybug is what I'm getting here. So pay attention to the ladybug. That could be a sign from a loved one. There is dream talk here as well. Your subconscious, soul tribe, constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world reach out to you through signs, symbols, messages, and so much more. Some of you, your dream state has become very active, but you may not write them down. I'm getting, she should write them down or he should write them down, right? Because I feel like you dream, but then, and you think about them in the morning, and it may even be so powerful that you actually, you remember it as you're listening to this, but I feel like you don't write them down. And that's okay. If you don't want to write them down, that's fine. But I do feel like there is a pattern. There's some sort of pattern. There is guidance that if you were to write them down, I feel like you would receive more information, right? Because you could look back and say, okay, yeah, on 1/14, I had a dream of, so-and-so. And then on 2/14, I received a message from them in the physical. They text me or something of that nature. So I feel like there are parallels here and spirit is trying to communicate. Some of you may have dreamt of a pet, which that's another message that's come through. We'll get to pets here. Okay, pets. I'll just tell you now, since pets is brought up, the names that came through for pets: Charlie, Luna, Maisie, Milo. I also get that there could have been a pet that was named after a character. Maybe it was a character in Friends, or maybe it was Lucy, right? A character of a show or a book. I kind of feel like there's a book symbology here, or someone maybe recognizing the importance or significance of a book. There could be maybe a book tattoo. And I also heard someone say, you need to write the book, get it out there. And it's so interesting because it was a very, I don't want to say it wasn't angry, but it was adamant. And I kind of feel, and this is interesting as well, so take it as it resonates, but the way the energy came through, if someone is writing a memoir, and maybe they've been waiting to release that because they didn't want to step on any toes of family, or they didn't want to expose family while they were still living. I almost feel like it's that family member who is telling you to write the book. I know that sounds completely ironic, but a lot of times what we don't realize is when we cross over, when we go home, when we part ways in this earthly realm and come back to that, soul energy, we see things from a grand perspective, and we are here to help, evolve. And I feel even though this person may have been a complete royal pain in the you-know-what, or maybe they did you wrong, or maybe their role, because that's what it is. It's a role here on earth. We have many different roles. We play many different characters. But when we go back home or cross over, we understand that that was a role, and we understand that it was to help other people grow and evolve, or to complete karmic lessons, whatever it may be. But it's almost as if I feel that person who kind of did you wrong, if they've crossed over, or maybe they haven't even crossed over yet, maybe it's their higher self saying you need to write the book, or get it out there. Or maybe it's a podcast, or it could be something here with the throat chakra. Maybe that was part of the message in the very beginning. Speak up or get something off your mind. So take that as it resonates. Okay, we have here hope. Your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if they see you're at a low point. And maybe that was part of that message around there's not, you're not lost. There's treasure in the madness. So this is hope. Don't give up on that hope. Don't give up on yourself, because they're not giving up on you. They're helping, lift you back up. Whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific, there's always hope. And then we have soul solitude. Soul solitude. Your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet. A place for soul solitude. I just heard book the trip, or I'll be with you on the trip, or you're going to have a fun trip. Okay. For those of you that may be traveling, this is a time to pause, a time to reflect, a time for you. You deserve this. You deserve this. All right, let's dive into some of the messages that were written down as well. Okay, the money will come in by April. So if someone's waiting for money, maybe it's taxes, back pay, child support, unemployment, whatever it may be here for you, inheritance, I'm hearing the money will come in by April. Maybe you already know this, maybe you don't, but that was a message that came through from someone's guides. All right, we have here, this, I love it. I love synchronicities here, but the message I was going to put on pause here and kind of dive in, but it goes hand in hand because we have Demeter here is the nurturer. And the message that I wrote down, which again, I'm trying to go back and forth a little bit to give you some live channeled messages here, as well as what was written down. But the message was pregnancy by the end of the year. And then we have nurture. So there's a beautiful confirmation here. So someone who's been trying to get pregnant, I feel like this is for those of you that have been trying, okay? Or if you have a child who's been trying to get pregnant, or, an adult child or someone in the family, I do feel like there will be news of pregnancy by the end of the year. And there's the confirmation. Beautiful. There's new beginnings here. Beautiful new beginnings. Someone was born in 1968, but the message that came through was an old 68 Mustang. Whoo, old 68 Mustang. Okay, but I also heard 1968, so maybe that was someone's birth year as well, or someone did have an old 68. Maybe they still do. Someone who's crossed over in spirit may have been working on that old 68 Mustang. Okay, and they said give or take a year. Okay, because the message that came through as I was channeling and writing down was an old 68 Mustang, but I just heard, I heard Spirit say, give or take a year. So maybe it was a 67 or 69 as well. Okay, old 68, 69 Mustang. Okay, beautiful. Personally, I'm Camaro. 68, 69 Camaro, but Mustang was specific. Or maybe you drive a Mustang now, or perhaps it's a horse. Maybe someone was a rancher and they really enjoyed Mustang horses. Please take it as it resonates for you, because we can piggyback as well on these messages. But there's a new beginning coming in. There's a new beginning. Some of you, a major transformation. This is card 13. 13 in tarot is the card of transformation here. So for those of you that have been wanting, oh wow, look at that. Right behind it, we have Morrigan, and she's all about death and magic. So this is the energy of major transformation. Some of you, maybe even Scorpio, I'm getting full energy, so maybe even Aquarian. This is about your true inner self, right? What does your true inner self want here? And I feel like it's, look at that, 4 and 4, 8. 8 of Pentacles is mastery. So you have new beginnings through some sort of death or rebirth that is leading you to mastery. This is quite beautiful here. So this could be maybe a new home, a new relationship. Let's just pull a card here. I want to pull one tarot card. Okay, not that deck, Spirit said. Okay, we're going to pull from one of my favorite new decks. What's this new beginning all about? What do we have here? What's this new beginning? Tell me about the death and rebirth here for our soul tribe, the collective. All right, what do we have? Ooh, we have, okay, so it's just going to take me a moment. The 12 is Pentacles. So this is the Knight of Pentacles. This is action. This is something you've been wanting for quite some time in the physical realm. You've been exploring your options. This could be a move. This could be career. It's related to the Pentacle realm. So your finances, material gains, prosperity. I'm also getting health and body, which kind of leads to another message that came through was gut sensitivity. And I heard it's gluten, or it's the sugars in gluten. You need to detox. Okay, so maybe someone who's having some IBS or some sensitivities in the gut, or there could be some issues going on there. I do see here maybe a gluten sensitivity. It doesn't mean that you're celiac, but I feel like there's some sort of sugars that are having a difficult time crossing down. You must detox. Okay, I know that's, see, we're piggybacking, but there's synchronicities. So what this new beginning is bringing in here with the Knight of Pentacles is something that is trustworthy, something that's dependable, something that's long lasting. When the Knight takes action, he's not impulsive, right? He's someone who is going to explore his options, and he knows what option is in his highest good because he trusts. He trusts what he's learned. He trusts in Mother Nature, right? He trusts in his higher self or her higher self. But the Knight of Pentacles here is practical, down to earth, resourceful, very detail oriented. So I almost feel like this is either job, a new home, maybe retirement, or something around your health. And look at, you have two major arcanas. You literally have 10, and you have the Wheel of Fortune and you have the World. So there is maybe some of you, it is traveling, moving across the world, reaching people on a global level in some way, shape, or form. I'm hearing be the change you wish to see in the world. Because look at that, you've gained a lot of wisdom over time. A lot of you are old souls. A lot of you have come here with this mission here on earth to really help bring in not just abundance, but uplift humanity. And I feel the gift or the side effect in a way of this mission is you being taken care of. Two major arcanas to clarify this new beginning. This is huge. I love the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, I mean, sometimes, yeah, he can be a little bit slow moving. You got to get that little firecracker behind him sometimes. But what I get, though, is you've been planning for this. You've been planning almost like your whole life. It's almost as if you've been training for this for a lifetime to have this new beginning. And there is big change coming in, but you're completing a major cycle in your life here, collective. This is big. The world is victory. The world is your oyster, and there's going to be a major celebration, a major win, and it's mastery of a lesson that you've contracted to learn here in this lifetime. Oh, I love this for you. All right, let's look at some of these messages here. We have integrity. Ooh, integrity. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right for you. So some of you, maybe your integrity has been compromised. They're bringing me back to that legal situation where someone wasn't acting out of a place of integrity. They were acting out of a place of maybe greed, selfishness, Five of Swords, inner conflict or mental conflict with even themselves or the world. And so I feel like you've learned from that. And look at right behind it, we have be willing to forgive. Ooh, that's a big one. Maybe this is forgiving oneself as well. And always remember, Soul Tribe, forgiveness isn't for the other person. It's for us. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain. So even if it's not a legal battle, but it does involve someone who was very lacking integrity. Someone was lacking integrity. It was for your growth, for your evolution. How can you have a new beginning out of this? Okay. Next up, we have Law of Attraction. Okay, I have to tell you the next message. But this was a fun one. I enjoyed this. I wanted him to come back and keep talking. But what he gave me, I was getting masculine energy, someone with dirty hands. Someone who wasn't afraid to work. Maybe they worked on vehicles or they built things. They could have been a builder, construction. Very good looking. Very good looking. I also got a K, maybe Keith, or maybe that was the name of a place, name of a location, name of their business, if that was a business. But I was getting here I'm with you. It's okay for, I don't know if it's almost as if it's okay for you to move on, or it's okay for you to love another, because it's almost as if I feel that this person, they're giving me, is that a Bruce Springsteen song, or Springsteen? Yeah, maybe Bruce was the name. I'm getting like Only the Good Die Young. I feel like this person maybe they did cross over like in their 50s, but I feel like they were very, very good looking in their younger days, and maybe even carried that into older, but I feel like they didn't live to be like 80 or 90 years old. I feel like they crossed over, but very attractive, worked on cars, could have had a K or Keith in their name. I feel like they're coming through almost just to kind of say hello. I don't feel like there was anything specific from that energy. They may have been gone for quite some time. I mean, it could even be someone's father, right? Maybe they crossed over in 1968, and they're just coming through to let you know, like, hey, I'm here, I'm okay. But we have law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. Yes. Yeah, you're going to start to attract things into your life that weren't your typical. Or it's not that it's not your typical, it's just that you've graduated. When we see the world card showing up, you're entering into the next tier, the next phase, the next level of life. And you're going to see that the things you start attracting are different than what you attracted maybe 20 years ago. Maybe 20 years ago you attracted more, A, B, or C, whatever. And then at 40, you're going to attract a different type of energy. Maybe it has to do with diet for some of you, because we do have this vegetarian or vegan diet. And there was a message, remember, about the gut sensitivity, gluten or sugar. It says here, fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. Okay, show me that again, please, Spirit. Someone may be growing avocados, or maybe eating an avocado. Maybe you're eating some guac as you're listening to this. But I was getting specifically an avocado tree or avocado bush. Or maybe someone is growing a fruit tree. I feel like that's part of maybe this diet, or maybe that avocado. Don't avocados take forever to bloom? But maybe the avocados are ripe, or maybe it's time for the picking, right? Maybe some of you benefit from eating avocados. Say that 5 times fast. Avocado, avocado. All right, maybe that's someone's pet. Can you imagine having a pet named Avocado? Okay, have you asked your angels for help with this? That came up earlier. So whatever you want additional help with, ask your angels, because a lot of times they want to help you, but they do require your permission before they can intervene with your free will choices. Now that's for the angelic realm. For your guides, of course, you can ask for help, you can ask for guidance, but specifically when it does come to the angels, ask them. Archangel Michael, please protect this drive, right? Archangel Raphael, please come in and help me heal this ancestral wounding, or this heartache, or this relationship. Please help mend or bring us together. So ask the angels. Some of you may even be learning more about the angelic realm. Some of you, I'm getting Angela as well, or Angel could be your name or the name of a pet. Or it is that you are diving into that energy. Maybe even reading a book about angels. Maybe some of you at one point or another maybe took some classes, studies, or read some books on Doreen Virtue's angel like angel therapy, angel detox. And then we talked about the law of attraction here. We have the ear chakras, which we talked about as well. So something with sound. Someone could have a very angelic voice. Some of you may even be working with frequencies, singing bowls. This can be listening to guided meditations, or just connecting through your gift of maybe clairaudience, because that's a thing here. I'm able to tune into all of the different clairs, but one of my biggest one is the clairsentience. And clairvoyance, but it's the knowing, right? The knowing. But some of you, there is going to be a deeper activation of your clairaudience, where you're able to hear things more. Okay, so Pay attention to sounds. If you really connect to music and sounds and words, your gift may be clairaudience, right? Because those messages are real and they are helping you on your journey. All right, what else do we have for messages channeled that are written down? Okay, this one was a little bit sad. I almost felt like child or younger. There could have been a drowning. Yeah, as I say that, it feels like my throat is starting to fill up with water. So there could have been some sort of drowning. I don't know if this was pool, bathtub, wherever it may have been, but I'm getting the words. I only heard two things from this message because it was in and out real quick. Drowning and then release, drowning, release. So I don't know if that is relating to a child, relating to a pet, or maybe drowning in debt. I mean, take it as it resonates for you, but I heard release at the end. So maybe that's releasing some sort of guilt, releasing some sort of energies that are suppressed. I don't want to say necessarily just the pain, because I mean, if that is kind of the energy I was picking up on, you're always going to have that piece of pain. You can't ever have someone say, oh, don't feel that way. What? You can't tell me to not feel pain if I just lost a child here, right? But I feel like there is an energy here of releasing something that's pent up within yourself that could be interfering with you living your best life here. Okay, that a very specific drowning, release. Take it as it resonates. Maybe you are being released. Maybe that's karma in this lifetime. Maybe not karma for the the drowning child or pet, but it could be financial drowning. Maybe you feel like you're kind of going under. Maybe you've just said that. I feel like I'm drowning in debt. Maybe part of that karmic bond, right, is being released for you in this lifetime. Okay. Whew, that was a heavy one. We have focus, we have communion, and we have adaptability. Okay. Yeah. Some of you are adapting to being without someone, being without, a job, or you're adapting to living in a new place. You're adapting to your new environment is what I'm getting here. Okay. You're adapting to your new environment. I feel like community is important. We have communion here as well. Tribe, being able to connect with other like-minded individuals, other spiritual helpers. I mean, hence you watching these channeled readings here. But your final message has to do with focus. It has to do with intention. And it's interesting because they just pointed to the bottom of the deck here, and it says, use only positive words and thoughts as they rapidly manifest into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. And we have focus. So it's like the focal point here. Let's not focus the energy on something of the past, right? We can grow, we can learn, we can evolve, and that's going to be for each and every one of you, right? Even if there's not a specific message that resonates with you, I feel like there's still some nuggets here that you can take away. So it's very important that you do cancel those effects of the past negative thinking, because they hold you back, they hold you prisoner, they hold you hostage. All right. Last but not least here, we're going to pull some cards from Inspire Ripples. It was focused in a newsletter of mine. A very wonderful soul had sent me these. They're really amazing. I'll link them in the description box below. But some final messages from your spiritual team here. In case you've not been adequately informed, please consider this your official notification. You are awesome. Okay, if someone hasn't told you that lately, you're awesome, Soul Tribe. This is your official notification. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Ooh, that's one of my favorites, Ralph Waldo Emerson. But yeah, you are destined to be you, right? The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. So be that change. It kind of goes with that message earlier. Be the change you wish to see in the world. And it is up to you. Live in the sunshine, swim the sea, drink the wild air. And I have to tell you, because these messages sometimes they're for me as well, because I'm part of our soul tribe. You're part of it. I'm part of it. We're all combined. We are all one. And I just changed. I mean, I'm a one step ahead type of gal. So I just flipped the calendar. I am recording this a couple days before, but I just flipped the calendar for February going into March. And actually this was the main quote on the calendar. Live in the sunshine, swim the sea, and drink the wild air. Another quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. So some of you, I mean, maybe that's a tattoo, but that could also be a reminder to get out in the sun, to maybe swim in the sea, to get out in nature, maybe go paddleboarding, go kayaking, spend time with the animals. This can also be bringing some nature into you, into the home, right? And I say into you, maybe it's through plant-based foods. It could be bringing a plant into your home. It says, you are capable of incredibly amazing things. Some of you forget that sometimes. You are capable of so much. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Okay, if you know who said that, post it in the comment section below. I will enter you into the free reading giveaway. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt, right? Eleanor Roosevelt. So if you got that right, put it in the description, or excuse me, the comment box below. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And I feel that if you're watching this today, if you are connecting to even these tarot videos on YouTube, you are a dreamer, but you're also the alchemist of your life. You are the magician. You are the person who is dreaming big, right? You know that you've come here with a soul purpose. You know that you've come here with more than just, I don't want to say the average because it's not about comparing, but you're deep, right? You have this divine connection and you have this thirst for knowledge, this thirst for understanding more about yourself, about humanity, about the world at large, about this soul, the divinity, the divine, right? And your final message here, Soul Tribe, which I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. This is, I love how we're ending this because this is the ripples that I want to put out on this channel, that I want to put into, you know, a little box and give it to each and every one of you. And it's so interesting because I just had a commenter yesterday post, Mel, I hope all of your videos go viral. And my first thought was me too, because can you imagine the amount of lives that it would touch, right? And I just love that because of course we need financial, we need money to grow and to survive. But the fact that these videos can reach you, even if it's one of you, like it says in the description box, even if it's just one of you, my mission here, excuse me, getting all choked up. My mission here is satisfied, but if it reaches many by going viral, awesome. And that's where it's up to you guys as well to like, to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, share, because the more people that we can reach, the more this ripples. And that kind of leads to the final message here. Kindness is the most beautiful gift you can give someone, including yourself. Right? And I hope that throughout these readings that you can find a glimmer of hope, find a glimmer of kindness, of inspiration, because that's what you deserve. That is what I have for you, Soul Tribe. I hope these readings were helpful. Please drop in the comment box if any of them resonated with you. If not, stay tuned. I will be posting these type of channeled messages, hopefully at least once a month, because there's so many messages that come through. I mean, if I sat in meditation for 3 hours, I'd probably have an entire notebook filled, but sometimes it can be exhausting. So trust that you will receive a message in divine timing when it's meant for you. But again, if you like this, please hit that thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. And thank you again so much to each and every one of you who support the channel. I'm so grateful to be a part of this Soul Tribe with you. Lots of love.